Hello guys, welcome to the start of the renovation vlog. So we're currently in B&Q because we need to start buying some of the stuff to get this place done, because technically I only have a week to get out of my studio, and it is what is the date today? Today is the 5th of October. Yes, it's my brother's birthday. It's the 5th of October. So yeah, I have until the 13th. So literally just over a week. So we're currently in B&Q because my dad is looking for some stuff for the house. But we're also going to have a look at some paints that they've got, because they've got an offer on right now. So it just makes sense to see if we can find like the paint colour that I want. And then we also are going to look for some plastering that we can either use to cover the tiles in the studio. I just realized that trying to remove the tiles is probably going to be too much work, so it'll probably be easier to just plaster over them. So we're going to look and see if we've got a particular type of plaster here and get going. I would have vlogged on my camera, but my bag is cloth and it was raining like mad, so I just thought I'm going to vlog on my phone. It's also much easier whilst we're in the shop. So yeah, this is the beginning of the renovation vlog. I'm so excited. It's going to take a lot of work. This is not something that's going to be done in a week. It's probably going to take about a month, if I'm being 100% realistic. But I'm going to try and vlog as much of it as possible for you guys, so you've got something to watch. And I'm going to try and make TikToks too. So yeah. I like these gloss handles. So basically, I wanted to change the handles in the studio. I wanted them to be like something more like this, or like this, because I'm not a fan of the like doors in the unit. And then I also wanted to change the handle, so I already saw these online, but I was thinking of going for like gold hardware instead of just regular silver. But I definitely want something like this. It looks a bit more classy, because I'll show you guys in depth, but the ones in the studio are a bit more like this, and I don't like that. I want something that's more like this. I think it's got like a lot more cleaner look, so it's definitely something I want to change. This is too long. I need something about this length, but if I can get it in gold, maybe without like this extra bit, that'd be great. It's so hard vlogging on my phone because sometimes I want to turn the camera on like this, but then this is awkward, so and these tiles are expensive. I'm so sorry. £27 per square meter. Mine's 200 square meters, so that's £2,000 if I was to tile like the floor, for example. But no baby. So you will find that a lot of this vlog is quite chaotic. At the moment, I was looking for paint samples. I knew in my head that I wanted something that was quite neutral, quite warm neutral tones, quite brown tones, earthy tones, because I wanted my new place to have like quite a warm feel, which is why I'm going through the notion of looking at different colours, trying to figure out what I like, what I don't like. Some colours were a bit too yellow, others were just not great. So that's what I'm trying to figure out at the moment. I just really like these colours up here. These like cream colours up there. They're really pretty. So you have, because I want to go something like, this is a bit too dark. Sorry. You see this antique white? That is pretty.
Well, take samples.
That's what I'm trying to find.
No, you don't need to.
No, because they have these small little pots of the samples.
It's just 5 minutes from. Why don't you take these things and go through them?
Yeah, but I have to test the colour on the wall. You're supposed to like paint a little strip on the wall to see if you like it. Later that same day, I decided to test the paint samples. So I picked up Santa Fe, Valdez and Kyoto. Valdez was more neutral, had a slight yellow tinge to it. Santa Fe was more like a sandy brown nude. Kyoto was actually pink. It didn't seem as pink initially in the store on their sample, but when it was put on the wall, I did realise it was quite pink. But the vibe I was going for was quite neutrals, just because of the general feel that I wanted the salon to have. Basically, I want this place to feel quite like homey.
Okay.
I'll say, yeah.
I think neutrals do that really well.
Yeah, rather than white. Like, I know that I want it to be a big open space, but I kind of want it to give like luxury salon vibes. And I just think that if I didn't do it like a nude colour, then it will kind of like defeat the purpose. Guys, welcome to another day. We're in the studio, well, in the technically old studio. Agenda for today is I need to go to one B&Q and look at some more paint, and I want to find another paint that is a bit lighter than the paint that I have at the moment that I like, the Valdez. And then I need to also go to the range and try to get like a shovel. I don't think it's called a shovel. It's not called a chisel. There's some type of like tool that you use to get tiles off walls. So I need to go to the range and see if they've got that. So I'm going to go find that as well. And then I'm going to go downstairs to the new studio and I'm going to see if I can try and get some of the tiles off and see how difficult it's going to be to get the tiles off. And then I'll have a bit of an idea of if it makes sense, if I need to completely rethink everything or what the gag is. So that's the agenda for today. And for now, I'm probably going to be picking up Antonio a little bit later to help me out. Oh yes, and I am also meeting up with... Okay, someone's coming to have a look at the studio in the evening to see if they think taking all the tiles off is smart, or if we think that we need to basically plaster up where the tiles are. But we're going to get into all of that later. I'm going to take you guys to the range with me first. That's where my first point of call is. Then from the range, we're going to go to B&Q because B&Q is not too far from my studio. Then we're going to come back and have a look and see what we can do. Hold on. Okay guys, so I've made it to the range and this is what I was looking for. A stripping knife to get like the tiles off the wall, and I don't know what else I need. I think just a stripping, maybe like a hammer. I'm not entirely too sure, but this is essentially what I was looking for. This is called a super stripper. I don't know if I need this one too. And they're not expensive. So I'm going for this one because this one is for stripping tiles, wallpaper and vinyl flooring. So this is what I need. So I'm going to grab this. And I don't think I need any paint stuff because my dad's got loads of paint stuff. If I need to come and buy paint stuff, obviously I'm just going to grab like this stuff later, but I don't need that right now. What I need is this. Hello my loves. So this is an awkward angle, I'm so sorry. Basically I'm in the car, so I went to the range as you guys would have seen, and I managed to get some sample color paints. So I quite like how some of the colors turned out. I'm not sure if I brought the samples with me. I think I left it in the house. But anyway, basically I'm going to the studio. No, I'm going to go pick up Antonio first. And then we're going to go to Screwfix because he found that I will be able to remove the tiles off the wall if we get a heat gun. I tried ringing my dad. Unfortunately, he didn't answer because my parents are away at the moment. Because I wanted to know if he had one because my dad has a lot of tools. But what we're going to do instead is I am going to go to Screwfix because they have a heat gun and it's like £18. I'm going to pick up Antonio first. Then we're going to go there together. And then after that, then we're going to go back to my new studio and see what we can get done. Could we do the whole wall today? I'm not sure, but we're going to see. We're going to give it a go because, as I said, time is of the essence. If we could get it done today, or a good part of it today, so it means that only sanding needs to be done tomorrow, I will be more than happy with that. The only other thing I might need to look into doing is get an electrician to come in to help me with the plugs. But I also know one of the uncles from church is an electrician, so I might actually give him a call and see if he can help because that would be great. We have made it back to the studio, so now I want to test the colors that I got from the range. So these cute little sample sizes. This is how the colors have dried. My favorite is still this one. So these three colors are similar, so right now I'm going to test these three. So we've got ivory lace, I picked up Timeless and Jasmine White. So I'm going to try these three on the walls on this side and on that side and then see how they look. I went in and tested the paint samples. Jasmine White first, then Ivory, and then Timeless. If I'm being honest, these colors gave absolutely nothing. They hardly showed up. They were really hard to work into the wall. They were very, very thin and liquidy. In my opinion, they were just really poor paints, and I just thought there's no point even pushing further with these. So in the end, I disregarded these paints and I was still left with the top three that I initially chose in the beginning. With Antonio now, we're going to attempt to see if we can try to remove some of these tiles. So I noticed the other day when we came in that there's a bit of a gap like here and here that you can like wedge a scraper in. So we're gonna try that. But we also just went to Screwfix and got this heat gun that is supposed to heat the glue behind the tiles and then effectively use this to scrape them off. So should be fun. Antonia and I began the process of trying to remove the tiles off the wall. Initially we tried with the heat gun, but we did very quickly realize that it wasn't glue that was used. It was kind of like a plaster kind of concoction, I don't know, that was used to get the tiles off the walls. We did try using some reinforcements, so we got some tools from Antonia's neighbor, and as you can see, those tiles were not budging. So we realized we were in for a long ride. We are making progress. Had to back up my old lab goggles, but yeah, we're getting there. We still have the entire wall. But yeah, it's progress. I'm happy. I don't care. Like it's relieving my anxiety, so I'm happy. About an hour or two later, one of the uncles from church came by, as he's a decorator, to kind of give us some advice, help us understand whether this process was going to be long, if we need to be more realistic about the goals that I had for this place. So he just came and had a quick look, and this essentially was our conversation.
To be honest, Barbara, with this we can fill.
Yeah.
That we can fill. The care was the best we can, and then we see what we can fill. It's not going to be the, well, if we fill it, it's not going to be the most smoothest, prettiest wall though. I have to tell you the truth. But if they plaster it, it will be good. Don't want to say negative.
No, but you have to be realistic, do you know what I mean? Like that's why I was saying, like, if I had started this last week when I wanted to, then I probably at least would have been by now at a stage where more than half of the tiles would have been done, so I can figure out, okay, what do we do next? It's now 20 to 8, right? We have done a considerable amount, but here is where there's now problems. So the plasterboard in certain areas is really weak, to the point where these tiles are clinging on for dear life, and the plaster is basically saying, you want me out? Take me out, basically. It has no backbone. And we've also discovered, I'm not sure what that is behind there, but there's also something different down here. We just don't understand. One of my friend's dads came in, you would have seen in maybe the last clip. He came in because I asked for his professional opinion, because he is a painter decorator? Yeah, painter decorator. He said that basically we should try to take the tiles out but avoid damaging the wall as much as possible. However, some of the wall is really, really weak. What I want to do is, I'm on TaskRabbit, Antonio's on a website called Checker Trade, right? So we're seeing how much it's going to cost for someone to come in and do this for me. I want to get that expertise and see how much it's going to cost, because if it's a thing where I can pay someone, ideally like under £200 to do this, I would probably happily do it. Okay, well, obviously I'm not going to book someone right now. I'm also going to look on TikTok, because TikTok be showing us the videos of everything we need to know. So I found a couple guys. Some guys can do light carpentry, some can do electrical help. This one guy does both, which would be fab, because I would need to ask him, hello, please move these down, because they're way too high for a salon. They just don't make sense. Also, shout out to my ring from Abbott Lion. I got a fidget ring and it's great while I'm doing this, because this is stressing me out. Some of them are charging only around like £40 an hour-ish. Like it's not that bad. I would want to know obviously like how much work needs to be done. If they could basically come in and see and then let me know, I would prefer that. We're just trying to figure out what to do. Like, should we just call it a night, go home, figure it out, come back tomorrow? Baby, this is looking like a lot of work. A few days later, my parents came back home and I was just showing my dad the damage that had happened to the wall. We were kind of just talking about what our best options were, as well as talking about the electrical work and how I wanted the plug sockets moved further down the wall. He was explaining it would probably be a little bit difficult because he doesn't know how the electrics were done, and obviously, as you can see, the wires were protruding throughout the wall, but I wanted a clean wall, so I wanted them all embedded. So we took a quick trip to B&Q. We also looked at some radiator options because my old space was actually an office, so I had heating all around. We had central heating, whereas the downstairs workspaces don't have any. So we're looking at options for what I could buy, and I ended up having a mini fan, and I think I also got the standing ones as well. But the main thing we came to do was look at some of the sockets. I wanted to get the type of sockets that you use for embedded walls, not protruding walls, so we had to find some of those. I was just looking at options as well because I knew that I also wanted to get ones with like a black finish. These were cute, but I wanted black and gold rather than mainly gold and black. We talked through some options and then eventually picked up a couple bits, and then we were going to start doing the electrical work later that day. Another day at the studio, lads. So today is Friday, the 10th of November. It is 5 o'clock and we are about to start changing the plugs. So I think it's yesterday we went to B&Q, got all of these bits. So we're now going to make a start. My dad has already started like stripping the electrical stuff, so let's get that done. I'm so tired. I feel a little bit defeated, but that is a conversation for another day. But yeah, I'm very tired. I went to London last night, came back this morning, went to the studio because I had a client, but her hair was just too short for us to do what we wanted to do. We wanted to do a frontal ponytail, but her hair was way too short and curly. She had kind of like a low cut, like fade sort of situation. Wasn't gonna work, yeah. But anyways, we're gonna get on with it. I need to have my dad come just here talking. I wanted to update you as to where we are on the process. We also have a heater now, thank God. We're obviously gonna get another 1 or 2 at some point, but yeah. In order to begin the process of ripping the wall out, we had to first remove the protruding plugs. So we started with that, ripping them all up and then moving all the wiring out the way. It was quite simple, to be fair. It was just a bit hard to get the ones that are embedded in the tower out, but overall it was actually quite simple. Then we decided to start ripping out the wall. So my dad found a very nifty way of just literally ripping the drywall off. It was a bit difficult. It took a lot more strength than it looked. My dad is very, very strong. He was just ripping those tiles out. Very shortly, you are going to see me attempt to do this, and I quite literally fell on my ass. It's not as simple as it looks. It takes a lot of strength, and I doubted how much strength it actually took.
Then my head hit the wall. Boom!
Guys, it has been one hell of a day. We have managed in just over an hour and a half to literally rip out the entire wall. Tomorrow's task is going to be to remove this one. But to be fair, we've done a good job for today. All the plugs are off, but the lights are still on, obviously. So we're going to worry about rewiring these and whatnot now. Boy, this is a lot of work.
Nah.
Oh, so now we have to get them all to fit inside.
All of them has to fit inside. There's space for all of them.
Nice. Wow. So guys, this is called a junction box. So essentially what we've done is we've passed the wires underneath because I want a very clean look. So we've passed the main wire behind, and then we've used these push-in wire connectors to connect basically one plug down here and the junction, because what we want to do is pass everything behind, and rather than wasting wire, because we did buy some more wire yesterday, we've kind of just combined it here, so it's going to be really easy. So later on, if there's any electrical work that needs to be done, rather than them having to rip out the wall like we've done, they're literally just going to have to remove the cover of the junction box, and they can get to everything, and it's going to have a much nicer, cleaner finish, because what we don't like is plugs sticking out the wall. It's not cute. Power tester to test if there's power in the socket before we stupidly electrocute ourselves. No power. Lovely. Now,
So you are happy now. Where we left it,
Oh,
it should
I've
be
got
in
it.
the pocket.
Yeah. Nice.
Is it becoming harder to screw in?
Yeah.
That means that it's in the thread. So screw the other one, Try to push it up a little, push that side up.
This side? Are you sure the camera is showing what I'm doing?
Show you. Daddy's daughter become electrician.
Yeah, who needs an electrician when you have me? Yeah, there we go.
Try to put the level on it.
Yeah, that's alright. And then I'm just gonna put the little covers on, just so that you can look nice and cute and pretty and clean. Good job! Oh my gosh, guys. Okay, it is home time. Home time.
So we have to
7:43. Do you know what? This is good for 2 hours. Just over 2 hours. We've managed to rip out the wall. We've done 2 junction boxes and also made like a channel. And then we're gonna plaster over this on this side. We're gonna do the same for this one on this side. And then tomorrow, I'm also gonna try to figure out how to create a kind of channel to hide these wires. But yeah, good job, my friends. Yeah. Good morning, everybody. I look mad. Let me take off this shower cap and bonnet. Oh my gosh. Okay, it's Sunday morning. It's 8:46, I want to say. I've been up since 7:30. I wanted to get a really early start today because today is basically the last day that I have my studio. Well, actually, I need to clarify because I don't know if I have to give the keys back by the end of Monday or if I have to give it back like today. Well, I know that I have to be moved out. Initially, she said I think by Monday, but my question is simply, do I need to hand the keys back like Monday morning? Do I need to hand them back Monday evening? I don't know what's up with that. So that's what I need to figure out because I've got a Kea coming in tomorrow to get her hair done and her stepmom. And I'm just thinking, if I still have my studio until the end of Monday, can't I just basically remove almost everything and then keep the last few bits in there so I can do her hair, and then know that after her hair is done, I'm going to be moving everything downstairs? Like, I'll probably just leave 1 mirror, 1 chair, and the hair stuff that I know that I'm for sure going to need upstairs, and then try to move the rest of everything else downstairs today. So then that way I know that it's just a matter of moving, like handing the keys back, like moving the last few bits and handing the keys back. I hope that makes sense. I'm not even holding the camera straight, guys. I'm so tired. I'm exhausted. Like, look at my eyes. I'm so tired. I can't even begin to tell you how tired I am. Like, I am so tired, but things have to get done. Like, there is so much to do. Obviously, you guys would have seen in the last, I want to say the last clip, that we got rid of a lot of stuff, a lot of the wall. Today we need to basically break the tiles down into like almost individual cubes, pack it all in big bags, get rid of it, get rid of the drawers that are in there because we are not keeping those. And then also basically go to B&Q, buy some plasterboard to see if we can start plastering the walls, and then moving my stuff. Guys, I'm so tired. I feel like you can tell that I'm so tired. I am exhausted. I am so unbelievably tired. I'm so tired. I look tired. I have not slept properly in days. My head, literally, I've been so stressed out, like unbelievably stressed out. It is ridiculous. But I just thank God that I'm going on holiday soon. I can have a nice and I think well-deserved break. Obviously, I will be vlogging for you guys as well. But I'm just so tired, guys. I'm so tired. Back again like we never left. At least it's warm, they got their heaters on. That's good, innit? Innit? Oh my gosh, guys. I'm so tired. Look at the state of me. Oh my god, I look awful, daddy. No, this is so bad. Anyway, we're in B&Q. We're gonna get some plasterboard, some screws, some nails, and all that good stuff. We've got a list. We need a meter, but yeah, you guys are gonna see anyway. It's too early. It feels like it's too early. It's really not, but hey, anyways. This is what we're looking for, not this one. This one's £8.94. That is what we're buying because I don't have all the money in the world. They have loads of different types of plaster, which is good. What's this? Glass fiber tape. We need some of that. This one's cheap as well, £8.94. Is this the one that you're talking about?
This thing when I used to buy them,
Yeah.
they were £3-4.
Yeah, cost of living, mate. Everything's gone up. When you were saying £3-4, I was thinking, what's this going on about? Me that's been on B&Q's website all week.
The problem is
My dad and I began deliberating what size sheets we should use. There was a larger sheet of plasterboard that we could have taken that I believe was the same price, which you can see me bringing into the frame now. However, we decided to go with the smaller pieces after deliberating because we realised that large piece wasn't going to fit in the car, and the only way it would is if we cut it in half. The issue with cutting it in half would mean that we'd probably have an irregular fit, so it'd make it harder when it now comes to fitting it into the wall. So we decided to take these smaller pieces because they would also fit into the back of the car much nicer, much easier. So we picked up a few. I did have to come back at a later date to get some more, but yeah, my dad just pulled them all off the shelf, put them in the car, and then we were going to head home to start fitting them in the walls at some point in that day. It is some time later. It's now 11:47. So my dad and I went to B&Q, got a couple bits. We got some wood screws. My dad had to get a new tape measure, so I bought a new tape measure. We got more of the wire connectors so we can do the rest of the electrics. And then we also thankfully got some new blades for my dad's cutter thingy-majig. My task, I want to say for the next hour and a half, is to essentially get rid of all of this into some bags. So I'm going to attempt to get rid of all of this. I have a dustpan and brush upstairs in my studio, so I probably will go and get that at some point. But the main thing that I want to do is just get rid of as much of the tile on the floor as possible before my dad comes back, so we can make a start on something else. And that's something else. There's a glare. I don't know if I'm bugging. There's a glare right there. Essentially, yeah, so basically so we can make a start on the walls. Okay, they look terrible. Look at my hand. Look at the state of me. Anyway, I have managed to get 5 bags done and dusted. Well, yeah, 5 out of 6. I need to break up these bigger boards. That is going to be a bit more of a task, which is why I just moved them to the side. I need to go upstairs and get my dustpan and brush so I can collect all of this and put it in here. However, I'm going to quickly run to, I want to say Asda or Tesco, maybe even B&Q, because I need to buy some more bin bags because I've run out of all the bin bags. Gosh, guys, I look terrible. All of this is a man's job. This is not a woman's job. But nonetheless, I'm actually quite happy that I've got most of it done. It's about 12:23, so if I go to the shops, I can definitely be back by 12:45, so I'm going to do that now. It's very dusty in here, so at some point, not gonna lie, when everything's done, my dad and I are going to need to mop real bad, because I don't want my clients out here dying who have asthma, because baby, there is a lot of dust in here and it's not cute. But anyway, I'm going to take myself to the shops, buy some more black bin bags, so this can be done by the time my dad gets back. So it's just a thing of starting to board up board up the walls. But yeah, proud of myself. Got most of it done. Again, I'm gonna try and finish it all before he comes back. So yeah, whew. My dad soon came home and then we made a start on the walls. So here I am handing him some screws. With plasterboard, you're supposed to screw the screws into like the backing, but only till it like pierces the surface of the plasterboard. It's not supposed to go all the way through. So we were doing that. However, we did run into some issues. So whoever had done the building before didn't put enough of the boning structure behind the walls. It's very inconsistent. It's not evenly spaced out, which meant that putting up the plasterboard was actually a lot harder than it should have been. So my dad and I did have to try and work out how we were going to get around that. The next trial we had to overcome was the fact that we bought smaller sheets at B&Q. So in one of the previous clips, I mentioned that we got smaller sheets. So now we had to cut the sheets that we did buy and get them to fit into the wall. So we took some measurements, did a very nifty job of using some of the things that we had in the studio because we didn't have a ruler and things like that. So we used that to get the measurement, and then we bent the plasterboard over the table, used the blade to cut it off to get a nice clean edge, and then we went to go and see if our measurements allowed it to fit into the wall, which it did. We were probably under by about an inch maybe, or a couple centimeters, but it wasn't that bad because we're just going to use plaster to fill that up anyway. The last trial I would say that we did encounter was, of course, when we removed the tile off the wall. We didn't completely get straight even lines of the tile, obviously because the wall is not completely even. So some of the measurements we took to fit the plasterboard into the wall were not perfect. So we ended up having to do was taking the knife and shaving off the top ever so slowly, chipping it away until we could get it to fit completely into the wall like perfectly. And as you can see here, after a lot of trial and shaving, we managed to get it in perfectly. So the next step now is just to plaster the wall, fill it in, and then we can leave that to dry overnight and then paint, thank God. Anyway, so as you can see, we have managed to get the wall up and we've started plastering all the joints. We haven't managed to get through all of it because my dad needs to go pick up my mum from work, so we have to leave it there. But we're gonna quickly clear up, get rid of some of the stuff on the floor, and then we're gonna head home. I would love to finish this part. I would love to, because I'm just thinking tomorrow I'm gonna have all my chairs in here and everything, which is stressing me out a whole lot. That's it for today. It's 6:24, so I need to hurry up and finish what we're doing so we can go, and I'll catch you guys maybe later, maybe in a couple hours, I don't know. If not, then tomorrow. Hello, my friends. Welcome to day, I don't know what, at the construction site. Today's Monday. Today is actually my moving day. As you can see, there's absolutely no way that that is possible. So, management, she's basically given me like, technically a day or two extra. But in all fairness, I'm sorry, I paid rent for a month for that place. I can take my time. We are here. This is what we got up to yesterday. I think I showed you, I can't remember. But yeah, I managed to get some of the plastering done. We need to fix that tiny corner. I don't know if we're sanding. I don't really know what we're doing here today, but there's still more to do. But it actually still looks like some of the plaster is still a bit
That's what I was saying.
wet.
If you plaster, if you paint on this, it has to take a little bit more time. So let's finish that. Plaster the rest.
Stress.
That's what I was saying.
I'm not happy about that. I'm not gonna lie. I am not happy about that at all.
Unless you want to leave this in on all night.
All night, I don't know if that's safe. Stress. Okay, anyway. Yeah, there's still a lot to do. We need to get rid of stuff, we need to break stuff, we need to clean stuff. So that's what we're gonna do now. We need to figure out how we're gonna seal that little corner, plaster the other little bits that still need to be plastered because they still need work done. You guys can watch. When I have an update, I will tell you. As of right now, I don't. So we're just gonna get on with it. I am a perfectionist. I like things done very particularly, and I think, do you know what's so funny is I think my dad realized that. Was it yesterday? Yeah, it was yesterday because my back was killing me. I think my dad realized that yesterday. I'm a perfectionist. I like things done a specific way. When I have a vision in my head, it needs to come out like how I see. Look at you here. Come on. You that's messing up my good floors. Anyway, my thing is, yeah, when I have a vision in my head, it has to come out how I envisioned it. Because if it doesn't, I'm not gonna be happy. And I think my dad realized, because I was adamant, I said, no, we need to change this wall. This wall needs to be blank. And he was saying, no, keep the tiles, keep the tiles. Look at who is now doing my wall. Oh.
Because if I don't do it, I'm not going to sleep and I'm not going to find peace.
At least you know.
That's why I'm doing it.
And that's why it's good to be a daddy's girl. Innit? I was just so happy. I'm just so happy. But in as much as I keep complaining that we spent a lot of money, we have also saved an insane amount of money. Because okay, we bought the plasterboard, but my dad already had all the tools. He had all the plaster. We've saved money on that front. Like, I am happy, and we didn't pay someone's labor. In as much as I would have happily worked with the guy Paddy, because he generally seemed lovely and knew what he was doing. Baby, I've paid rent twice in the space of 2 weeks. I've got a holiday to pay for that I paid on Friday, paid rent today, have to pay the rest Friday coming. Please, any money I can spend, save. Let me save it. We are just doing the last bits of the wall. So we're gonna go over here, here, and there. It's already drying. Like, this bit was newly plastered today. We hadn't done here, and as you can see, this bit is wet, but it's literally drying really quickly. And I think it's also to do with because we got a heater. So we went to one of our storage units and got this heater out. This is what I'm gonna have in here. And then we also have this one that is blowing in this direction, which I think is what's helping this dry, which again, I'm very happy about. So we're just gonna go over the last bit, and then hopefully, I don't know. I want this to dry tonight. I don't know if that's unrealistic. I would love it to dry tonight, but we're gonna see. And hopefully tomorrow we can sand it, because I have to move everything down tomorrow. So we don't have much time. I was saying that I wanna do this wall. I wanna remove the tiles on this wall. Arnold messaged and said he's gonna try come by after work to see if he can help. We have now done all of the second round of plastering. As you can see, it is drying very, very quickly because in here is actually quite warm. We've also cleared the old tile that was there, smashed up all the tile. We've literally just piled it outside because we're gonna remove that later. I have managed to convince my dad to help us remove that back panel because I know it's possible, I know we can do it. It took us 2 days to rip the tile down and do this entire wall. This little small section is not gonna take us an evening. Like, I'm sorry, I have all faith in my best friend. So that's what we're doing. We do have reinforcements coming. Justin said he's gonna come once he finishes work, which I'm assuming is any time now, which I appreciate. Arnold also said he's gonna come and lend a hand, which I also appreciate. I would drag Antonio, but I feel like I dragged Antonio so much last week that I think he deserves some rest. So first we're gonna remove this. So I'm just trying to clear over here because obviously we're gonna need this area to be completely free. And then I think we're gonna move the sink as well. That's just there out of the way. So again, there's more space. And yeah. Perhaps I'm having a very ambitious daughter. Nothing gets past me. If I think we've got time, we've got time. Guys, I've been up since 5 a.m. I don't even think I probably intro today. I've been up since 5 a.m. It is 6:30. I have so much energy because I just want this done because I know that tomorrow's my last day. If I know that all we have to do is sand that down and paint it, all we have to do is sand that down and paint it, I'll be in a much better headspace to move into this place than if that wasn't the case, because by tomorrow evening everything has to be out of upstairs. So the more we can get done, if we have energy, the more we should do. Like, we've only been in here for like 3 hours, 3.5 hours. We got here after 3. Come on, man.
Oh, look at you, Justin. You go, boy.
Do my function.
On. Hello, my friends. It's the next day. So yesterday, after much convincing, I managed to get my dad to make a start on the wall, and guess who started and finished? We did. Right, so the whole wall is completely stripped. I am so happy with it. So happy. So now today's agenda is sanding. I don't know where my dad's tools are. Okay, yeah. So we've got this sanding drill gun. I don't know what you want to call it. Loads and loads of sanding bits, thank the Lord. So we're gonna make our first round of, well, I think it only needs to be done once, but we're gonna sand it, and we're gonna sand here. But we did come across, this bit's still a little bit damp though, but I think it's okay. We went to B&Q earlier and left the heater on for a while, so I think that's what's helped speed up the process, because it's very toasty in here. But we came across an issue yesterday. So basically, if you push this too hard, you can see that it's cracking. Basically, there wasn't enough wall support. So yesterday when we were here, Arnold actually used to work in drywalling plus, I don't know what it's called, but he said that basically every space is supposed to be 60 centimeters apart. And with this, they were basically about like 1.2 meters apart. They each needed an extra support. So I think there wasn't a support, and we couldn't put one in. So we realized if you press a bit too hard on there, it's a wrap. But this is what I'm talking about. Like, you can literally see that gap. That's not good. That's what we don't want. So yeah, we have to kind of figure out how to fix that, or we're just gonna have to find another way, which is not good. So that's the only issue we've encountered so far with the entire process. I don't doubt we can find a way to fix it, but it's just that it's a bit inconvenient, and it's literally all to do with whoever did the wall before did not do it properly, and then obviously, honest mistake from us, we didn't add in extra support. We just need to now figure out a way to kind of fix it. That's what we did, is we went outside and got some more wood, and we've used it as a brace for here. So now it's completely supported. We put 3 screws in as well. So then we're basically gonna fill this up and then put a screw, very thin, but here, when we plaster it back up, and then here. So then it's basically done again, but we're gonna have to like sand that off and replaster it. But yeah, that's essentially what we've managed to do. And finally, we came up with a solution. So this is going to be the end of part 1 of the renovation vlog. There is like 3, if not 4 parts to come. They are going to be spaced out, but I do hope you guys have enjoyed this video. Oh my gosh, I've been fighting for my life trying to edit this. But yeah, I do genuinely hope you guys enjoy. There will be more to come, and I will see you in my next couple of videos. Bye.